little hole in the arm, like that. Okay. Just going to stuff the cotton, make sure that it's all in there. Nothing is coming out of there, because that's what we don't want. Anything to come out of there. Okay. We'll take this little cap and we'll put it over top of that. Okay. Now we'll fill up the body next, because you can actually put her limbs in the body. And this is my coarse, and this is my soft, soft, soft. I mean, baby soft. That is my cloud. That's how it feels, like a cloud looks, soft, very soft. Okay, and what I do is I just stuff some in each leg hole, and then I spread it over into the butt cheeks, and that's usually not enough, but that's what I do to start off. And then I stuff, 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 so that I can get some in the crotch area. And then I set it up, and I kind of open up a little well in the inside, because we're getting ready to put something in there. Now, what I usually use to put that inside of there, I use my beads number 2 to go in there, because I just don't like that gritty, crunchy sound. And so I usually use a cup, like this, a cup, I put it in there, and then I have these baby fat pellets. These are what you call baby fat pellets. Let's see. And everybody weighs their babies differently. When you start to make your babies, you will figure the weight that you want to weigh your babies. And I kind of do a half a cup, because I'm going to possibly do this twice. So put that much in there. And then I do another cup of the number 2 beads. And then I take it out and look at it. See the consistency? Kind of mix it up together. because I use a trouser sock. I don't use pantyhose or stockings because they don't hold the fine beads. They don't hold them. Not to me. So this is what I do on that aspect. Maybe I'll put a little more of the baby fat. No, that's what I left off with, or didn't I? Or did I? No, I need to do some more baby fat pellets. So let's do a little bit more baby fat pellets. And these baby fat pellets, they cost about uh $20 or so, $19.99 or something like that on Bountiful Baby. Now, and because you want this to, don't tie it all the way down here. You're going to tie it to the top of the stocking, the sock, rather. I don't want to say stocking. I don't want that to be confused. But as the top of this sock, as close to the top as you can get it, because and you make sure it's good and tight. Because see, you want to have that movement. See, you want to have that movement in the bag, like that, because that makes the baby move. Makes the baby be able to bend and move. So now, let's see. We made a well in the inside of here, kind of like a little hole to put this in, and we'll put it in. Okay, like that. And then we'll start to stuff the polyfill all the way around it. And what I do with my polyfill, I combine my very soft with my original so that it don't bunch up so much, because once you start to play with it, well, I'll say interact, not play. But once you start to interact with your baby, you will start to move the polyfill around, and it will start to clump up. And so I mix mine like this so that it don't clump up as bad. I'm not saying it's not going to, but so it won't do it as bad. Okay. So but that's how I do mine. And then I'm turning this body as I stuff it in. I'm turning the body so that it'll all be all around the bag. Okay. And after you get it stuffed in enough, you can start to put your limbs on, because that starts to shape up your baby. You can get your baby kind of shaped up that way if you start to put the limbs on instead of waiting till the body is already all the way done. Because me, I'm forever squishing mine. And okay, we need some on this side right here, a little. Okay. Now, It's kind of fat, but I kind of squish it and get it real soft. See how the body moves like that? That's what I want. But I'm going to stick these, dig a little hole kinda, and stick a piece of these are my smell goods, my Wonder wafers. I dig a little hole on this side and stick that inside of there, and just to give it some good smelling. You want this baby to smell good. And I don't put it on her body. I put it between the bag and the cotton because it does have some oil on it, and I don't want that on my body. Okay? So now we're going to twist that and make sure. And like I said, this fluffy cotton, it sticks to other stuff, so just be careful. Okay. Okay. I think they are good enough. Okay, now it'll set up. It'll bend down. See how flexible the body is? That's how I like mine. Okay, and then I will start to fill up the top. Um, I do use a little more. Well, I've started to incorporate a little of the fluff up there because I still want my arms um to be floppy. I want the baby to be floppy, so okay, let's see. Little flap tab thing is getting hung in there, and it needs to be on the outside. Okay. Okay. And then on this side. Mm, okay. Let's look at this one again. A whole lot of more room up under that arm. Of course, it's making it really tight, but okay, I can work with it. Okay, now we're gonna put some of the stiffer cotton up here, build up the chest and up under the arms. Okay. We're going to stick this last piece down off in here. I'm going to save it and just lay it on the top so that you'll get some of the smell from from there when you have the baby close to you. Okay. Now, put a little bit of softness right here. Okay. Now let's make sure she'll still bend. Okay. I works with, okay. I don't like the way it's feeling at the bottom because I can feel the bean bag right in there. So let's see if we can move some stuff down to where we can feel that bag. And then that'll make it be a little loose up in the chest. And then we can have that floppiness in the chest area. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now let's work on the head. I'm going to lay that there so that we won't forget it. And we're going to take our stocking and we're going to stick it inside of the head. Well, let's put some cotton in here first. And so from now, the head, you're just going to use some original, fluff instead of my good fluff over there. That costs a little more money. So you want to stay with the original. And you want to stuff some down off into the head. And then you want to put the stocking in here. And fold it over the flange. And then open it up. And then this is how you're going to fill this one up. And you I fill it up with my fine beads. Put my funnel in there. Okay. Let's see. I don't want her head very, very heavy. Could have just a little more in it. I believe. Okay. Now, I'm going to tie it off. Okay, stuff that in and then proceed to fill it up with cotton. The rest of the way with cotton. She already has her magnet in for her pacifier. And guys, it looks like it's a lot of cotton that goes in the head, and it is. But that's the head just holds a lot of cotton because actually when it's in there, it's compressed. So yeah, it holds a lot of cotton. See? Took all of that I had out there and still has a little more room for some more. This should be enough though. And I'm gonna have to disappear for a little bit just so that I can see how much our baby is weighing. And I'll just stick that right in there. Because that looks like that got it. Oh, yes. Yes. Maybe too heavy. It feels like it's heavy. So it may be too heavy to go in here. I may have to take some of this out. Oh, let me go weigh it first. I'll be right back, guys. Almost 6 pounds. I don't want it that heavy. So let's see where we can take some of this out. Let's see if I can take some of this cotton out right here. Out of her head. That'll reduce some of this. Yeah. 5 pounds, 9.3 ounces. I don't know. Her head still may be a little bit heavy. But let's go see. Because I'm good for taking off the head and starting it all over again if it's too heavy. So let's see if that's too heavy. Because it's got to be able to sit up. The neck hole is almost too small. Let me see, sweetheart. It's almost too small. I don't even have the tie pulled tightly. It's just the neck hole is just running small on this head, on this suit. Hmm. I've never had this much problem trying to get a neck on. Okay. Yeah, you snug already. I haven't even tightened you up and you already snug. But you are cute as a button. Oh, you're so cute. Ah, okay, let's try to get some of this down in here so that it won't be sticking up out of the flange. And then, what happened to your cap? Oh, I hadn't kept you off, so let's go ahead and do that. Good thing you did pop off. I didn't put your little cap on. This one I have to work with it. I don't know why these are so hard to get it off. Okay. Okay. Got cotton head. Okay, now let's wrestle with trying to get it back on around the flange again. Okay, there you go. I tell you, you are just darling. See where this little thing is that I have to pull over top of the little thing here. Okay, well, let's see. Because you you barely going to be able to turn your head because your body was so tight. Ah, and if I tighten it up anymore, you're not going to be able to turn your head at all. Ah, am I going to have to go back here and see if I can find another body for you? Because if not, you're not going to be able to make it, girlfriend. Because you got a lot of room back here in the back where your head can just pop right off. But if I keep making it tighter and tighter, you're not going to be able to turn your head. Let's see if I can work it out. Okay. Let's see if I can work it out, girlfriend. Work it out, work it out, work it out. Okay, so now let's go. Flex your body. There you go. There you go. There you go. You see, guys? She turned out to be so cute. Okay, now let's get all this cotton off of you. Get your butt signed. assign my baby's boudoir. $2025. Soon it will be 2026. Oh my goodness, it's moving quickly. Okay. Now, let's clip off of these little doodads here. And pull your little flaps over. Look, I probably needed to go a little bit. Yeah, that's probably going to need to be a little bit closer. But anyway, let's look at you. These armholes on this particular suit is small, very small, very small. I am probably going to have to take this off and either buy or see if I have one available for her that's this size, because her armholes are so small, they are way in the flange, and part of her underarm is showing. Like, okay, we're gonna get you dressed anyway, and we'll deal with that in a little later date. But right now, we have gotten this far, and the people want to see you pretty, girl. Yeah, they want to see you pretty. Let's turn over. Let's get these little flaps over top of these areas. So nobody won't get hurt or pinched or scratched or anything. Okay, always one that's gonna give me a fit. Okay, there you go. Okay. All right, Mama. Say hi. What time is it over there? It is 2:21. Let's see. Let's make sure. 2:31. You are born 2:31, and your weight is, I forgot. I have to look at the video to find that out. When I fill out your paperwork, boy, your hair went all kind of with your ways, and you got cotton in it. But see, people, you just rub it down. It'll go back the way it was. Okay. Now, let's get your diaper on because you need one on. I am putting a size 2 diaper on her. I'm not sure what size she needs, but 2 is what's going on her at the moment. Let's put your arms up. Years ago, guys, I used to make and sell diaper cakes for baby showers. And people used to really buy them. Ladies did. They really bought those for the baby showers that they went to. I have taken some of them to uh, some of the baby showers that I went to, and they were full of diapers and uh, bottles and toys and just all kinds of stuff because it wasn't for a doll, it was actually for a human baby. And so, yeah, uh, but I still have a whole lot of that stuff left. And I said, wow, God, you're so good. And because I still have a lot of diapers left, and because I always stayed very stocked up. I was making, I have made tricycles and cakes and cupcakes and just you you wouldn't believe me. I am just the lady that knows that learns to do. I'm not gonna say I know how to do everything. No, I do not. Don't even put myself on that pedestal. But I do know how to do a lot of things, and that's because I have learned myself. I've taught myself how to do something. Um, when I went to school, we had home economics. Kids don't have home economics anymore, so they don't know how to do anything, and they don't have an imagination either. So that's another part that they don't have. So it's kind of hard in getting kids motivated to do something today. Um, but I commend those that um, do know how to maneuver their way around on this computer. That I'm just not that good. I'm learning, but I am not that good with that just yet. So, but like I said, I'm learning, and as long as I got some air in these lungs, I'll continue to learn because that's my motto: learning, teaching myself. Okay.